You're doing everything you can to keep your partner safe, and there's still always going to be a small percentage of risk, right? Hi, I'm Adriel, creator of the Herpes Opportunity, which is all about positively shifting your mindset, disclosing to potential partners in a way that truly connects you, and ultimately finding the love that you want and deserve. Now you can check out the free ebook linked in the description below about having the talk. And now, onto the video. I hope you enjoy it. Unfortunately, by default, like the default frame that people come from is fear. And that fear kind of goes into paranoia. Like, oh no, like we can't do anything without there being a risk, and therefore, what if I pass it on to him and then it's going to ruin his life, and it just like spirals out of control, like this freight train of worst case scenarios. The interesting thing that happens in that is that you get in your head around something that is inherently a body thing, which is intimacy, right? Intimacy, yeah, there's some intimacy that happens in your head and your thoughts, but mostly it's in your body, it's in your heart. It's feeling connected to your vulnerability. And when you're paranoid, you don't feel vulnerable. You shut down. You're in your head. In the most intimate of moments, when kind of we're supposed to be open, we're in our heads, we're shut down. We don't feel vulnerable. We don't feel intimate. Right. So the flipping the switch to that is from going from being paranoid and worrying about worst case scenario to being careful, which when you break it down, it's being full of care when you're being careful with your partner. Okay. When you get into your care, that shifts you from being worried in your head into moving into your heart. You care about this person. You're growing to love this person. You want them to be as safe as they can possibly be, right? And you're doing everything that you can to keep them as safe as possible within that balance of, the inherent risk that's always going to be there, right? And by the way, it's not always just like we focus in on, the inherent risk of herpes, but think about it, like there's an inherent risk of getting pregnant every time you have sex, right? And that's a life-changing experience too, right? But like we can kind of set that aside and be like, well, yeah, but that's different. It's like, well, come on, like let's actually call a spade a spade. There's a risk involved, and there are a lot of sexually transmitted things, including pregnancy, right? That we don't give proper perspective to. If you really zoom out and look at the overall risk that all of us as human beings are taking, just like being alive and getting into a car and, just surviving every day, there are so many risks that we are taking that we are not even considering. You're doing everything you can to keep your partner safe, and there's still always going to be a small percentage of risk, right? So that's the way that you switch from paranoia into feeling care and moving into your heart. Like, I care about this person. The reason why you are taking the precautions that you're taking isn't because of paranoia and fear and I don't want to ruin this person's life. It's like, oh, I care about you. I want to make sure that you're safe. Shame around herpes can be such a self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes, right? If you would have let that thought of, oh my gosh, he's going to reject me if I disclose, and I'm just going to keep putting this off indefinitely, that would have led to you guys breaking up. It would have. And you probably, if you wouldn't have done as much work as you have done, you probably would blame that on having herpes. When it's not because of that. It's because you had this belief that it's going to get you rejected. So therefore, you rejected yourself before he had the chance to either reject you or accept you. You owe it to yourself and to him to use this as use intimacy with him as like a springboard into releasing your own shame and paranoia. For too, a lot of people think, and you might have thought this too, that disclosure is, yay, if I win at disclosure, then the worry monster is just going to leave me, right? I'm not going to have to worry about anything anymore. But it just takes on a new identity, right? Kind of like the whole white picket fences thing. Well, once I get married, then everything's going to be great. It's like, oh, wait, a new journey has just begun, right? But it's just a deeper cut, right? So you passed the first stage of disclosure. Oh, now you're into the stage of deeper intimacy. And that shame monster is going to come up in its own way to kind of be defeated in a new way. Well, I hope you got a lot out of that video. And if you did, please let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and keep an eye out for more videos just like this.